Well, I was with her till 6 p.m. And I just told her what she said she wanted to do. Just told her I had to start going to the I didn't know how to feel, what to do. But what has happened? She made me go back. Right.
And then, did you have any information on idea that
She was not there. Just came out a root shop.
what are the lessons?
Hmm?
What are the lessons that you learned from that?
The life is just fragile. Anybody can get anything. For any reason whatsoever. It is important.
And how do you feel to be a son of pressure? How did you handle that reality throughout lifetime?
Well, without missing what I there's nothing like she was an epitome of kindness. Because I'm a very simple person, really things feel like anything to me. So after it's passed, they told me I was an agent living amongst you. Some people called me for and they could not pay the bills in the left for months. She took care of the issues. The tributes have been made to I just hope we can come close to what she has achieved.
I think
Simply unimaginable.
I think that she should be very playful.
Yes, as playful as she was, she was funny. She didn't take any nonsense. Highly disciplined. Most importantly, she taught us to be kind. We should be simple. We should not be arrogant. That whatever happens to you in life, we could make up for it. Not by special things. I've learned a lot. Just think this life is nothing. It can be here many times. That's good. I'm still feeling I'm dreaming. It's a dream. That's it did actually happen. But nobody can question God. He's the one that created us. Has to go. Never have to answer to God. She has come, she has had another impact. Several people across generations. Thank God for that. No, between you and I, she told me confidentially that she didn't want to know. No, she didn't tell me. I was just wondering how that would happen. Because everybody was telling me planning for that time. It's as if she knew. And she couldn't tell us.
Naturally, was she a birthday person? Did she celebrate a birthday every year?
Well, she celebrated important birthday. We did her 60th time she retired from. And since then, she's actively been into Islamic things, celebrating people's happiness.
How did you? How easy was it to get her to retire? Okay.
She decided. If you know my mom, she's not the kind of person you can tell everything. Even at her age. She does the things she believes in. And she not everybody.
But as somebody who was also very close to her, were there times when you would say, "Mommy, things have to be done this way," and she would say no?
Many times. And she never listens to me. She does things her way.
Then I was also going to ask, how did you see the outpouring from that Sunday when it happened to Otunba?
Or something else. I felt blessed. I had a mother. The accolades from everybody, the sympathy, most importantly, the support that we got from them. And so many other people. In fact, so far, about 9 and everybody, you know,
How about the 80s? How did you feel?
well, we just have to do it the way it's supposed to be done. From the feedback we got, I think we managed to organize it. In our characteristics of distributed food across the states, of less privileged, the way she will celebrate.
Mama was involved in so many titles and all that. How were you able to galvanize all of this and reach out to all of them?
Thank God for social media. Immediately it broke, we didn't have to do much. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people that didn't even know about the impact of it. Mostly. From my group, this place was like a marketplace to the we would have continued, but my sister wanted to have this. She forced it. She's still like
And then next is really 40.
yeah, 40th without prayers and finally I want to do it as quickly as possible. And after they would probably do another lecture on prayers. This year. Try and put some things in perspective that she has always done. So that even though we're not able to achieve majority of the things she wants to do, at least we'll try as much as we can not to let her still continue to.
I can imagine the photo very huge. It's a major one.
Yes, like those fine like they did. And everybody
Why did she cook touching lives very Muslim faith. How many people? This is yes, not so many mosques.
Ogun State.
Ogun State, I know.
It's just a passion.
Hmm.
You know, I believe in the Almighty Allah. It's just a possible kind of person. You don't see many of my time.
Hmm.
Around many generations. You know. It's one.
And how did you take up views on so many diverse issues and all that?
I was always learning.
Yeah.
My views were low. Though I had my views, but she always had experience. The things I would not have imagined 5 years she had seen. She just told me. So over the years I learned not to question. Just take the guidance.
How did she react to your decision in the politics? Did she think you should go
Back then she didn't. It's called a family meeting. And said, I can remember it because I came out in 2011 for governorship. And she came to a gathering and said, I was not contesting anything. And if I want to contest, you let me. That basically gave the nosedive to, even though I'd done extensively across the states, but it opened the door that other people saw because they felt that my mom was not in support. I didn't have the background. But she told me that at the appropriate time.
It's really shock.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm not in denial. It happened and I'm small. But I've left so many things in my heart that we can never truly take it back. Thank God we are not subjected to carrying out that kind of policy. She's 89. My body can say she's 89. We don't know what we have to do about it. Over 100 like her grandfather. Like her grandfather did 133. Her mother did 104. But the impact she has had is 100 times more than people that live like that.
When you sleep and wake up, do you still think about maybe wishing she was still with us?
How can I wish she was still with us? Like I said, I'm no longer in denial. I've accepted the fact that God's creates, God takes, my mom is lost. What we cannot do is honor her dead. Do the kind of things she would like us to do. Touch as many as the people she taught to us. There's no better people.
All of you are successful in your own right and all of it. How easy has it been to all two together to
We've been very close, even though we have different fathers. Well, all the 7 of us, we are always in agreement. There's no single misunderstanding. In everything we're doing, in all the plans, everybody voiced their opinion and we took to votes and everything else. We continue to be fine. Mom said had made sure that was established long before.
and how come she didn't go to vote? Did you ever try to
She always felt that there's so much dishonesty. It's not a dishonest person. She tells you the things that they are, whether you want to accept it. the majority of the politicians are not very stable.
She was blunt.
That's why one of the issues I call myself not a politician. I say I'm a citizen in politics because I come with honesty, I come with bluntness in practicing politics. I don't see the reason why there should be dishonesty. Because this is what is one of the issues that is creating problems for people. You give them great expectations that you cannot fulfill and then they're disappointed. Let everybody realize what the situation is, the way it's going to be. And then everybody, even us as Nigerians, were a major challenge ourselves. And we need to love each other. We have to have empathy, we have to have compassion towards one another. That's the only time we can have a kind of society.
I can see that you're also very, very active in politics and also almost on a daily basis to express your opinion on how the country should run. What fuels that commitment to?
No, for a very long time, there's been a lot in my mind that I was not able to express. Unfortunately, before the last election, I was recruited to mobilize for the presidential ambition of the president. And the group, Ashwaja met in the support group, which I'm the national president, chairman. So, my experience going around the several states, I realized that majority of the challenges we have is misinformation of the people. They are just simply not, they are not aware of what's happening. And they need to be better educated. Basically, the idea was to educate the group in how to do things, in best ways to process. That's what basically, and I started getting a lot of encouragement from everyone. I should keep it up.
I also noticed that over time you've tried to explain the situation we're in the country and what should be done, and also how the citizen should understand the perspectives of Mr. President and all that. Can you also pause this opportunity to let us into your mind on why you think we should still continue to believe in this administration?
To be sincere and honest with you, this is the first time in the history of Nigeria we're actually getting someone that is sincerely committed to actually making a meaningful change. And this thing, it's an opportunity for us to get from where we were to where we should be. And the only way he can succeed is if we support it. Because even though, bad news travels faster than good news in Nigeria. People are eager to spread misinformation than the truth. And I believe that with knowledge-based arguments, we might be able to get a lot of people to follow the renewed hope agenda. Because he needs as much support as he can get. Because the battles he's fighting, he doesn't need to fight them. And most people have dodged away tackling these battles because for Christ's sake, why do I have to put my head on the line for Nigeria? And he's saying, well, he's ready to put his head, his whole soul, his whole body into a better Nigeria, which I honestly think we should all support. I know a lot of people might not have the same agreement with me or believe in it, but coming from where we're coming, it is obvious that we've not been getting it right. We might be deceiving ourselves that things were better. Things have never been better. Because I remember when I was going to university in 1980, I bought my first car for 9,000. Brand new car in this same Nigeria. And there's some policies that we did that developed Nigeria like policies like the indigenization decree. Nigeria was not ready, and so many other issues. But everybody does their best. So I'm not going to blame anybody for taking a decision. It's decisions people take is based on his perception, the level of support that he has in the argument that they give that this is better because of this. Everybody has put in their own best to the best of their ability. And it's a continuous process. So right now, it appears things are tough. But it's better than the alternative. Because the country would have collapsed if we had continued on the trajectory that we were going, whereby some few people were just untouchable. They were sharing the national wealth in the name of subsidy. And they were not allowing industrialization to grow. Everybody was focused on imports. The easiest business that 95% of businessmen were doing was import and export. Meanwhile, we should focus on industrialization. That's the only path. Industrialization, agricultural production, growth. That's the only path that the youths will, And this thing is not rocket science, because a lot of our agricultural output has been subsistence farmers. They do not have the capacity or the strength to determine prices. It's always the middlemen that take all the profit. And guess what? They don't even pay them appropriately. So if we begin to take the agricultural value chain more seriously and start to produce and not only produce, improve, add value to what we're producing. I'll give you an example. Today, if you want to buy 1 ton of cassava, it's about 350,000. If you want to buy 1 ton of starch, processed starch, it's about $3,000. And you can use 6 tons of raw cassava to produce 1 ton of processed starch. Because you just add value, the price difference is astronomical. So these are the things we should be doing. We produce cocoa. How many chocolate factories do we have? Palm oil was taken from that to Indonesia. Where are we in the global level in production of palm oil? So many issues. We are now in deep crisis because the Chinese people are taking advantage of all the opportunities that we're not seeing. They're doing equipment that do automated processing of cow. They started doing agri. Because we have the share numbers. If we just support each other as growth, there will be prosperity.
So what do you tell those who try to take you on or ask you what's the solution, hunger in the land, usual phrases that you come up with?
Most of them, everything I write up, all my write-ups profile solutions. So it's difficult for them to, I said these are the issues I see, these are the ways to go about it. Most of them argue based on hearsay. They have no facts. So then they're in no position to objectively argue. They turn it to discuss rather. They turn it to argument where they raise their hands. Let's all learn from each other. Nobody is an island. And most often than not, like 85, 90% of the time, they all agree on my point of view. When I don't allow them to derail, let's focus on what we're discussing and take it one after the other. They see that most of the things they're saying is not true. Hearsay, misinformation. people find it difficult to get authentic information. Once they see misinformation, bam, they take it to the next level. And by the time it gets to 3, 4 people, that misinformation is already amplified into something different. You understand? So that's, I'll continue to engage with them, you know, because we have a lot of challenges in Nigeria. And one of my issues is we need to diverge from a religious-based economy to a knowledge-based economy. That's the only way we can see. I don't know. Yeah. Continue to talk. Yeah.
Knowledge. Okay, rather than just believing in the
Listen, if you look at the world around today, all the knowledge-based economy are doing very well. All the religious-based economies are not doing very well. They're the ones that are giving handouts, crisis here and there. And religion is nothing really. The two religions that we are majorly practicing are all from one same place, Saudi Arabia. They are Arabian religions. So I don't know why we're fighting each other based on something that is not indigenous to us. And these people have implemented this thing for control purposes. And we just need to be objective, just rationalize our thoughts. I don't have issues with any religion. But we should be able to live with love and harmony. And leave religion apart from governance, apart from objectivity. Because religion is faith-based. And we need to work on evidence, scientific-based things. I mean, for instance, you cannot pray to grow without planting. These are the issues. You cannot fast for 50 years and expect to be rich. In all the religious books, work is always a constant to wealth. So, not everybody practices their religion, but when it comes to running our economy, working with the students, hospitals, let them do it as a scientific thing.
How do you see the new regime in the US?
Well, I don't see how American politics really concerns us. Because from time immemorial, the Western world has never ever liked us. They have never helped us. And they're not going to change tomorrow. But because we have to practice international politics, the people of the US have voted for the presidency they have. And let's see what happens. I've been reading some things going around about 42 executive orders that has passed. You know, it's such an interesting man. So, as long as it has nothing to do with our country, you know, it's fine.
Some people feel some of your policies would rub off either positively or negatively on Nigeria.
I don't know how that is going to happen. Like, for instance, if you're saying natural bad for people that are not original. If our country was good, why does anybody need to? So we all need to come back. And the federal government needs to implement a policy, a strategic policy of educated people going to get work abroad. You know what I mean by this? Because I've looked over the years, and remittances for people abroad has always been more than all the investment in Nigeria. So our people is our greatest strength. Let's capitalize on it. 3,000, 5,000 people all across the world working professionals that support them. Over the years, this thing will translate to repatriation. That they can bring a lot of this, they have exposure. They have, I mean, someone called me, some doctor inventor that just produced a machine and they want to sell it in Nigeria. If it was not opportune to be exposed, what do we do in Nigeria? We don't do toothpick. How can any economy survive on importation alone? Needle. You need rocket science to do needle. Botany. As elementary as those kind of things. Way back before our economy was more productive. We had butter, we had steel, we had everything. All of a sudden, a strategic plan by the Western power to destabilize us, and we allowed ourselves to be destabilized. You know how they do it now? They come in with cheaper option, drive the local manufacturers out of the business, and start increasing the price. That's the strategy. They subsidize it for them to sell at lower the cost price. And then when there's no local competition, they start taking the price up. They have no choice but to cross compete. But we need to. One of the things that the current president has done, the credit bureau, is on locally manufactured goods. It's already a game changer. It takes anything that is manufactured in Nigeria that you want to buy, there's credit for it. So it takes the opportunity to get huge volumes there. If you don't want to buy made in Nigeria, there's no credit for it. You see what I mean?
If you look at all the policies and activities of the present president today, has it surprised you the way it's gone about pursuing the policies that
No, it has not surprised me. He has always been a very straightforward, sincere, highly intelligent and focused person. There's nothing that we're saying now that he did not say he was going to do. That's the difference. A lot of politicians will say something and do something. But for our current president, he says it. And the cabals at his throat, they're using all various tactics. And I can assure you, they won't fail. They won't fail. Because a lot of people are beginning to see that there's light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, you can't imagine the number of people that were abusing me on Facebook before. That number has reduced by 60%.
Wow.
And they're beginning to say, okay, but you can do the, but we see it. It's all right. Not because if you believe in something and you focus on it for long. A lot of people don't have superior arguments. They have no other option to change.